As promised, we're providing straightforward answers to the most random questions from job seekers and employers. This is Ask Qwalifize. This week's random question is, how do I take control of my job search? As you know, this is Ask Qwalifize, where we answer the most random questions from employers and also job seekers. So today's topic is going to be, how do you track all of your job search activities? What we've done on the website at qwalifize.com, that's QWALIFIZE.com. If you go to the job seekers tab and you scroll down, on the right-hand side, you'll see where you can find a job search strategy tracker. There are so many frustrations from job seekers that we've seen, either via email or online. So we wanted to provide you with some type of control over all the activities that you've done. So whether you've applied for a job, whether you've spent countless hours on even just researching a particular company, we want to just provide you with a tool that you can use to keep all your thoughts in order, to help you feel like you are in control of the situation. And if you're asked, what stage of the process you're in, even if you ask yourself, you'll know, and you won't feel like you waste your time. I think it will definitely help you out with just making sure that you have a goal, that you're on your way to something, as opposed to just feeling like you're applying, you don't know what else to do, you kind of feel lost. And this is something that's being provided to you because it's what I've used in the past. So I've been laid off a couple of times. There was the very first time where I'd never worked or been without work. I've worked actually since 8 years old babysitting, but I've been paid officially as of, I believe, 16. Even before then, I was a bagger. So I didn't know what it was to work. And that's part of the reason why I fell in love with staffing, because staffing always provided me with an opportunity. So those staffing companies already had the established relationships with the companies that I was trying to get to. So it's just another way that I can get my foot in the door. And I had, they were my backup people, right? Like, they were my advocates. And that's one of the reasons out of several that I fell in love with staffing. And because of my fervent type of drive, that helped me to continue and stay positive and preparing for something I knew that was going to come. But I needed a plan. I'm a planner. I'm not going to say I'm a perfect planner, but visually I need to see what's going on. Not just keep it all in my mind, but whether you use paper, whether you're using, sheets, or whether you're using an Excel spreadsheet, however you find it best that works with your personality. Some people think it's generational, the way that you like to take notes or track things. Not always, but either way, find what works for you. And you don't have to do much more because we already set up the tool for you already. I'm going to go ahead and share with you the tracker that we've created online. And you can always, again, go to qwalifize.com and go under the job seeker solutions at the very top or in the middle of the screen. But you'll be able to download this job strategy tracker. And so from left to right, you'll see that you have the date that you applied, you have the company that you applied with, and then the title of the job that you applied for. Like, how can you remember all this? It's just too much unless you're only applying for a job a week. But in this competitive market, or with the way things going, it's important to just continue going after it each day at a time. So of course, if you have you've applied for a job, you want to make sure that you're following up. And there's so many different ways that you can follow up. Don't be stagnant. Don't just stay and wait for someone to reach out to you. You can follow up either via email or a phone call or LinkedIn. You can actually call and see maybe if you can speak to their HR department. You can follow up and see where you're at in the application process. Or Even on LinkedIn, these are people that you normally wouldn't talk to in real life because they're in a building somewhere, and you only get to talk to the front desk person or an office manager, and those people are great. But LinkedIn is another way that, and again, you can get a 30-day trial, which allows you to send messages and attachments. You can talk to someone and ask, depending on where they're at in the company. I saw a great position. I wanted to be part of a stellar team. I just wanted to maybe borrow 30 minutes of someone's time for an interview. Whose direction can you point me in? Or are you the best person to talk to? Most people are very willing to help. And that's why they're also on LinkedIn, because they're visible. And so people like recruiters, I would say, use LinkedIn heavily. So even if you know the recruiter's name to the job order or the job requisition online, you can find them that way. But this is just a way so you can continue doing something, continue staying on top of your job search. All your hard work will pay off, but you have to continue on it. Just like if it's a job search is like a plan, is like a job, you got to keep at it. And I definitely used to put in hours. Like I used to put in 2 to 4 hours a night. I was not playing. Like I want a job. One thing I can say that I can do is find a job, and a good job, a meaningful job to me, not just it's good for the company. So make sure that you're just tracking what your activities are. And then finally, when you do get to land an interview, you can type in your interview date, the interviewer's info. And once that is all done, it also shows here that you can type in the date that you sent a follow-up thank you, whether it's in the mail or whether it's via email or even LinkedIn. And then there's a note section. By all means, everyone's job search is a little different, but these are kind of the universal things that you're always going to keep running into. You can copy this several times, make more rows. This will definitely help you feel like you're in the know, that you don't feel like an outsider in your own process of seeking a job. And then we put on here, hey, submit 5 applications daily. Now remember, do your research on the company, see if it's a good company for you. Most people don't go on and say, hey, I cannot wait to find several temp jobs. There's nothing wrong with temp jobs, but what I mean is, what do you really want ideally? You got to shoot for the stars, and if you land on a different planet or a star right below it, at least you got close. So at least have a plan, right? The saying is, if you aim for nothing, you'll always hit that target, something to that effect. It's so true. So if you're applying for jobs that are in the realm of the type of jobs that you want, like with the scope of work that you want, then one of those are still going to fall into that range that you're looking for. So know what type of salary you're looking for. What is the minimum amount of salary that you want that will still make you happy, that will help you meet all of your needs. Definitely needs, not all your wants, but just have a range, know what that is. And then also making sure that if you ever need to provide any confirmation that you've been looking for work, you can come right to the spreadsheet and you'll say, okay, I applied for this job with this company on this date. Let me look at my email now, and I could pull that up. If you ever need to provide any type of proof, it'll be easier to manage that process and to look around. So again, we just wanted to provide you with a couple of tips to help you meet your goal of searching for a job that's, again, meaningful to you. Update the spreadsheet however you like. Just make sure that you keep, staying on top of it. It's so important, again, to feel like you're in control. You are in charge of your destiny. So at least you can say, hey, I'm doing all I can do to make sure that I land myself a great opportunity. You have the data now, and then maybe you can find some patterns that you're saying, you know what? This way of following up or this way of doing things maybe isn't working as well. Or maybe you need to fine tune your resume and make it closer to the job description and that job that you're applying for. You will find your way, but this is just a great guide that will help you through, and it'll give you a little bit more hope and it's best to be proactive and not just reactive. So don't hesitate.
Make our content even better by emailing us more questions, and also stay connected on all social media platforms. Be sure to subscribe and add us to your notifications.